Welcome back to the GSTL Finals where we have fireworks.
I can actually just picture Jay looking at a button, at a red button that says do not touch, or John, and there's something else like maybe. Look at this, guys. Oh my god, GSTL Finals in Busan.
Oh man, I was already excited enough, man. They're trying to actually destroy me with this.
This is just crazy. Look at this.
I don't even...
Oh my god. What is going on here?
Well, a lot of people, the beach just got their attention shifted here. Everyone in the crowd looking up.
Okay, if anyone in a radius of a couple of 100 miles or whatever has not known about the GSTL yet, now he knows.
Yeah, and I have to say that Min's opening was pretty intense here.
If that's Min's opening, I have no idea what Linux is going to do.
That is a good question, man. Look at Gumiho. I love this shot. You can see the crowd reflecting in his booth here. That's what he has to look out on and face. The same can be said of Slayer's men here.
He's definitely a little bit nervous, but as we said, this is Plan B. This is not like a split decision by the Slayers team. No, they've been thinking about these games for a long time, and they were like, okay, we think MMA will take Gumiho down, but what if? What if he loses? Who do we send out then? And the decision was to train Min to take him on, and that's what we are going to see now.
Look at that shot, man. Look at that lobby and these players. Gumiho looking so strong in his last game. He may be a little bit tired out and exhausted from it, though. And that's going to be something he's going to have to really take into account here.
I actually think that he's more comfortable in this game now, because the first game, you could see when he was walking into his booth, he was taking a deep breath. He didn't even turn around and face the crowd, because this is just such a huge crowd that we have here and so much pressure. But winning the first game is so important. Then you sit there and you're so, okay, now I feel comfortable. I'm back to what I know. I'm playing a game that I know that I love, and now I have my second opponent. I think he's calm. Min, on the other hand, look at this guy.
Yeah, he definitely does not look really all that calm with his breathing here, and we'll see if his confidence can show through in this game.
And guys, go onto Twitter and hashtag the GSTL. Spread the words. The finals are live.
Now let everybody know. Retweet our tweets that we've sent out earlier. Get everybody watching. Get that link going up so everybody joins in and watches this match, because it is only just begun. There's so much more time to spread the word. And here we go. Game number 2 is starting right now between Gumiho and Slayer's men.
And here we go, starting to the top right of the map in red. We have our tournament player for the FXO team. He took down MMA, now he faces Zerg. It is
FXO Gumiho.
There we have him, the Towel Terran.
Today, kind of skimping on the towel usage a little bit. Not so nervous.
Doesn't look like he needs it.
Exactly. And over here on the left side of the map, our blue Zerg from the Slayers team. He is
Slayers Min.
Now the map of choice of this player and the Slayers team is going to be Atlantis Spaceship. It's not something we were able to talk about earlier, but a huge map and a great map for Zerg versus Terran.
And Min, as I said earlier, is not really the typical decision that you would make, because he is a player who won 9 games. Well, he probably should fix that L a little bit. I don't think he realized it yet. now we got it. No, that did not work out, buddy.
Ooh, Gumiho with the forward barracks here. Look at that. Now continue, you know, like you're saying, it's not his best matchup. It's his worst.
Exactly. He has only 38% win ratio against Terran. He won 9 games, but he lost 15. So this is definitely a player that was trained here for a good reason. It's not just like you lose a game and then you think, who do we have in our lineup who's really, really strong against Terran, and you put on Min. No, this guy was trained for this. He's one of the snipers that we talked about, and if the snipers deliver today, they have to deliver to take those key players down, and Gumiho is definitely one of them. So is Min able to accomplish this? Is he able to do his job here? Or will Gumiho just take another victim and put FXOpen in 2-0 lead?
I really like what you say with this as well, because Min is not the best player that anyone has ever faced. Shout out to Texas esports here, as well as Australia and Colorado.
Kangamuta. I like that a lot.
But you know, if Min loses, or rather even if Min wins, he's not the best player to send against other players later on. And this guy is definitely a sniper here. If he does his job, then that's going to be fine for Slayers. But if he fails to, that's just basically a player wasted off of their bench. Yeah, it's not like they're down a good player, like one of their top players, but it's just 1 point on the scoreboard added to the already early lead for FXOpen here.
Exactly. What you want to do in such a team match, you always try to identify the key players of your opponent's team, the players you could really struggle against. Identify 2 of them, 1 of them, train the snipers and try to take them down. And even if the player that is able to defeat them cannot continue his win streak, he will have done his job, and this will give all the other players the opportunity to shine and to just win the game and the entire climb match for the team.
Now, with this forward barracks, he wasn't able to put any pressure on. He may have tried to trick Min, though, into thinking it was a command center first. Either way, he is double expanded now after scouting. So basically, he's doing a 1-Rax 3 command center build. And this is something that's going to be a little bit risky. It's going to allow Min to spread his creep really well because his Hellion timing is going to be very late. He's not going to be able to deny that creep. And on a map of this size, that's going to be really important. Min is going to be able to spread his creep to his 3rd base and across the map very quickly without any early pressure. And basically, Gumiho here is cutting all the corners. He's making a 4th command center and double gas with just 1 barracks. He's got 2 Marines on the map right now. This is insane.
This is really insane. This is him saying, I know for a fact that you are not going to attack me. This is him saying, you are not going to put on any pressure in the early game. You want this map because you want to play a long meta game, and this is exactly what Atlantis Spaceship is known for. The advantage for Zerg are the huge push distances for Terrans and for Protoss, and right now he's already taking his 3rd base and Gumiho cutting all of the corners.
Yeah, he's got that 4th command center going up right now with nothing. He knows the Overlord Scout's going to be late because it's such a big map. Getting his factory, he's doing all of this, cutting every single corner imaginable. Now going for a barracks wall up here, a very solid wall to have at the natural.
And with this solid wall, he will be able to defend for quite a while, even if Min would suddenly decide, hey, I can take you down. And the lead that Gumiho takes just by skipping all these corners and making sure that he has a great economy is huge. So Min really has to realize what's going on, and he has to react, either drone like crazy, not building any units, maybe even taking a 4th here or going for a full-on attack. But if he waits and if he gives Gumiho the time to actually make this work, to get those 4 orbital commands and then capitalize on them, then Gumiho will be in a great position.
Yeah, this is insane, actually. With the amount of SCVs and mules he's going to be able to drop once he gets that 3rd base up, he is going to have...
He sees them.
He is going to have so much economy. He's going to be able to max so fast, but you're right, the Overlord does see. He's going to have to get these Marines out of here, but he sees the 3rd base timing of Min. This lets him know that he's not going to have to go siege mode first if he doesn't want to. He may actually go Banshees first with that starport coming up here.
And of course, now there's the 4th base immediately. Min spotted the strategy of his opponent. He was like, oh my god, what's going on here? And he's like, well, what do I do? What do I do? I build the 4th immediately and start my tech. I'm not going to find a full-blown attack here. I will control the map with the units that I already have. We'll make sure that I control the Zalnaga watchtowers, that I have units everywhere, that I have a force that is able to just react if there's some kind of aggression coming.
Double armories for Gumiho. Even though he's shown the barracks, he's going to go for mech. This is actually quite cool. Now he may actually go for a, somewhat marine heavy composition to start with. Look how fast his siege mode is here.
The thing is, it's not like he can't afford it.
Exactly. That is definitely not his problem right now. He's already queued up his double gases at his 3rd base, which is taken in the center. Probably going to take triple. In fact, yeah, he is. So triple gas at the 3rd, fourth command center, dropping extra mules. He can move it over to his fourth base as soon as he gets a few siege tanks out.
And this is one of the key features of Atlantis Spaceship. You have this one map, rather in the middle of the map, in the center, where you can take 3 gas. So this will help Gumiho a lot. He can take another base, and then he will suddenly not only be on 8 gas, but on 9. And right now this is so important for him to have. He has a lot of mules, 4 on the map, and suddenly we have Min, who starts to just try to do something against this with the 4th base that he already has, and the tech has been decided. He's going straight for the Mutalisks here.
Yeah, the Mutalisks are going to be a great choice against this type of composition that, you know, that he may or may not face. He doesn't know yet. But the Mutalisks are going to be something that makes it very difficult to actually saturate all these bases. A few Marines taken out here, but if you've got yourself spread a little bit thin on all these command centers, Mutalisks can bounce between those quite easily, and here comes the factory production. 4 factories already in total.
And of course also Min, he needs a little bit more than only the Mutalisks. He's going for the circling upgrades, +1/+1. He adds the Baneling Nest. He wants to possibly end this in the mid game. He could transition out of it, but a lot, there is already the infestation pit. Okay, he has a plan. He is not only going to be aggressive in the mid game and try and take his opponent down, he has a follow-up strategy ready for this. And of course the one important question is right now, and he's answered it. There they are. The Thors in production, and Gumiho, he will need them because he needs some anti-air against those Mutalisks. This is where mech is really weak in the early stages when you don't have anti-air, and if your opponent hits you with a Muta Force, blindsides you, it might spiral out of control, but the missile turrets are being built, and so are the Thors.
And you know, right now, I love what he's done with his barracks. He's not using them to produce anymore, so he's using them as a wall at his most vulnerable expansion, that 3rd base in the middle of the map. So this means that run-bys are not going to be as big of a problem for him. 2 more command centers going up, by the way. He has no shortage of SV production.
At the same time, these barracks will also make sure that the Thors cannot get in. So he can only rely on the missile turrets. And it depends on how many units are being built by Min, who so far doesn't have any Mutalisks at all, or does he? No, he's actually skipping
Greater
it.
Spire. Greater Spire tech.
Yeah, he's going for the upgrades here. He's completely skipping on the Mutalisks. He's like, well, you are not going to be aggressive, so I can just completely skip my mid game and head straight for the late game composition.
This may be the fastest we have seen these players approach this many bases and this much tech in one game without attacking each other. And this Viking trying to get a little bit of scouting information, pickoffs from Overlords, will be chased away. 2 kills in total on that Viking. When the Hive finishes here, he will be able to start one of his Spires into a Greater Spire and continue his upgrades. He's getting Carapace first here, which is really interesting to note.
The worker supply, of course, now insane for Min. He really goes heavy on economy now. He will build a lot of Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawler later to free up supply, but for now he wants to reach Hive. He wants to get the Greater Spire. He wants to get this deadly composition with Broodlords that he can use against Terran, and this is exactly what so many Terrans struggle against.
Getting a Raven. That's so important. Not only will that help him push the creep back with his mech army without using scans, but it is going to allow him so much point defense drone energy. 104 drones, by the way, out for Min right now. He knows he can get away with this. 106 now.
Yeah, 106. He definitely took a lesson or 2 from Red.
That's for sure. No, I'm concerned, though, that if Gumiho hits a timing here that may be faster than he expects, I mean, it's going to be all about the Broodlords, and the upgrades for the mech are insane already. 2-2 almost finished. He's got a 2nd starport finished up. He's going to be able to produce Vikings. He's already started.
I love the Infestors here. They are trying to do some damage with the Infested Terrans. They are already on the move. And this is great, a great choice by Min. I'm really excited how this is going to play out. The late game will be so interesting and exciting here in this game. +2/+2 now coming up, of course, for Min, while Gumiho is already researching his upgrades for the Ravens, adding 2 additional starport here.
And look at this, Infested Terrans are going down, but with the planetary positioning here, he's going to be totally ready to defend this, even having a turret in place. No real damage done here by the Infestors. That's a lot of energy wasted. As you mentioned, though, Corvid Reactor coming out for the Ravens. We see that he's getting high-sec auto-tracking right now, and he's adding extra starports.
A great funnel that we've seen here, taking down every single one of those Hellions. Well, not every single one, not thus far. 2 of them still alive, but I don't think the Queen will die to this. The main important thing was that he really just showed his Infestors to the top right and was like, okay, well, you have to be careful, sit tight and give me a little bit more time. The Hellions at the bottom were taken out, and this makes sure that Gumiho can't be all too aggressive now. And there they are. We have the Broodlords. He can build 112 drones.
That is, you know, in this case, pretty reasonable, though, I would say. I like this choice. We're going to see a Thor drop from Gumiho.
I haven't seen a Thor drop in a long time.
No, I have not either. And this actually can be quite serious with how quickly it does damage to structures and how easily he can retreat with it. This is going to be something that if Min has skimmed on units or if his units are too far on the map, he's going to really struggle to deal with. That can kill a lot of drones as well.
14 spine crawlers are now being built as Min tries to make sure that he does not have too many harvesters. He wants to have a bigger army. Here comes the Thor drop into the main base. This is pretty expensive.
Yeah. Meanwhile, +1 ship weapons rather than plating as +3 comes in. The Banelings, slow Banelings are going to target this orbital. No! Going for SCVs first, and he will get a lot of SCVs and the planetary.
Well done. Very, very cautious. Takes down the planetary. He knows exactly how many Banelings you need for this and makes sure that a few SCVs die as well. And now that's Thor in the main base. And Min is like, what?
Well, he's lucky he's got these Corruptors in position, and unfortunately this Thor is not going to be long for this world with the Corruptors nearby. He has no retreat path. He will show the Broodlords, though, and this is really important because Gumiho can really power on the Viking production. He was making 4 Ravens. Now he can make even more Vikings. He may even do some add-on swapping here.
Did you see how much damage this Thor did?
Yeah, it almost didn't kill the Hive.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why this type of drop play, even though it's never seen, is really creative and nice. This Thor, a little bit out of position, but with all these Hellions, it does not matter.
Exactly. Blue Flame Hellions are such a great addition to Thor play. It is so strong. Once again, the Infested Terrans. And this was a great, this is a great thing, I mean, always putting a little bit of pressure on his opponent, but these Thor, they are strong, and he needs the Broodlords. He needs them now.
Now this is looking like OGS top right now with the amount of Thors I'm seeing here. We have 8 Thors on the map, 7 Ravens. Now those Ravens are going to be very important for those missiles against the Corruptors. Not only that, but for point defense drone to help out the Vikings. This is a fight that Min does not want to pick necessarily this early. But I mean, right now Gumiho is starting to move around the map. He's clearing up a lot of this creep. That's a lot of energy used, but he will force a cancel here. Actually, I don't think he can cancel fast enough.
Oh, and here we have a few Lings that are just headed for the main base, trying to chase down those Hellions, making sure that another base not being taken. Another one to the top left, though. And Gumiho is trying to look for an angle where he can actually attack, and it's dangerous. This army that he has is very expensive, and it's very, very slow. If he's being caught off guard with a fungal and then the Broodlords move in, he might lose everything. Yeah, and if he loses everything, that is not only is it expensive, but it takes a lot of time to reproduce an army of this size. I mean, some might call this army the Death Ball, but I might call this army like the Death Sphere, like the Death Black Hole. I don't know, man. It's the sickest ball you could ever make. That's what this army is. 12 Infestors, 12 Broodlords, and both of them just waiting for their chance, looking for an angle, of course, and Gumiho forcing the creep back here. This is what he needs to do now. Still 94 Harvesters for Min. They are both maxed out, which means that at this point in time, Gumiho has 40 additional army supply. Well, those Infested Terrans that were queued up were canceled at the last second there, luckily for him. He's expecting another command center, and honestly, right now, Gumiho kind of needs it. Even though his bank is starting to get a little bit high here, he's going to want that money that's basically for free that he could be taking right now. Great targeting on those Thors initially on the Infestors, but he does lose a lot of army here. Yeah, exactly. Those Thors were really a problem. Exactly what we talked about earlier. That happened. We have the Hellions walking in here, but so far we don't have a lot of mining going on to the left side of the map, and therefore the Hellions with 2 drone kills, that's all they could achieve, but they're heading right for the next phase. Yep, they're actually circumventing all these spines. A lot of Zergling kills here, and he's going to have to cancel his base again. We'll see if he does it. Yep. And here we go. The Thor's going to take these spines out so quick. Yeah, and this is really the most annoying job that you can have in this game, trying to build a command center at the 3rd base. Every single SCV that has been picked by Gumiho so far is like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to die. There's so many Infested Terrans all the time. Why don't you build a sensor tower first at least? All right, here we go. Fungals and Infested Terrans on the center base here. A great position for Min, and Gumiho can't wait any longer. He has to fight. Point defensors are not the choice here. He's actually going for Seeker missiles. And look at how fast the Broodlords die. Tick, tick, boom, and they take them out. The Corruptors are gone, and the Vikings, they are moving in right now. They have to be careful. Be careful with the Fungals. Does he have energy? No! He doesn't. He used everything for the Infested Terrans. The Broodlords, they are gone. Assault mode used to take down the Infestors while the Thors move in. Gumiho continuing to produce Thors 2 at a time here. +2 for ship weapons and +1 for those ship plating coming out here as well. And Gumiho is looking actually unstoppable right now with the army. He's close in army supply and close in overall supply, but the positioning he's gotten here with these units was great. He took out so much here. With a high economy that Min played throughout the entire game, he has a lot of bank. At this point, he has a 1,300. Just a few seconds ago, he was over 2,000 minerals, and he is using them right now. He's getting additional Broodlords, Corruptors, +3/+3. He's researching every single upgrade in the book as we speak. And now, once again, Gumiho with the transition to air. He starts his Banshee production here. This is once again a sick game. 15 Vikings.
Yeah, this Viking count is good for dealing with those Broodlords, and for that reason, I'm starting to wonder, oh my god. Oh, he pulled the wrong one, but even so, I think he might be able to escape.
I think
a few
he
more
will.
seconds. I don't think he researched durable. No durable materials on that.
There it dies. Run, Infestor, run.
That was pretty intense. Look at all the blocks here. He's made, I mean, I've never seen a player use barracks so well to block expansions and to make walls as we're seeing Gumiho right now. He's got 2 Banshees on the map, which may become useful later on. He just, you know, if he tries to switch to Ultralisk, that's going to be a tough choice to make too, but against this many Thors and the small siege tank count, I'm not sure if he should still try to fight the air.
No, you're not going to switch to Ultraslayer against this many Thors. It's too much. I don't think that this is going to happen. If you can take them out first, maybe, but I don't think that would be a wise choice here.
The problem is if you go for Ultras, the air is a tough composition for you to face. Oh,
look at this! Look at this worker supply. 101 against 40. That is a 60 supply difference. The army supply for Gumiho is insane compared to Min. As soon as he maxes out, he's low on gas, of course, as this is a really gas-heavy composition that he's playing now. But still, if he maxes out, then Min is in a lot of trouble. He needs to get rid of some of these drones. But right now, the bank is more important to him.
Yeah, the bank is really important, and, well, we're going to see this planetary assault. There's not a lot of mining here, but there's certainly some. Some Seeker missiles going off, and the Vikings with a great flank here. He's actually attacking from all sides. And the planetary, will it fall?
He's attacking from every single angle, and the planetary goes down, it dies. But here come the Vikings again, and they have those Broodlords cornered. They attack from every single angle possible. And now, once again, Min dropping in supply like crazy. He can rebuild thanks to his huge bank. He's trading armies here against
corruptors.
economy.
Yeah, 15 Corruptors in production right now. 3 Ravens on the way for Gumiho. He's pushing through, but he's got so many spines to break through. And Gumiho down in supply. He can't remake his army fast enough.
But this is actually ingenious. The one thing that Min does is he has this huge economy. He's sending an army over to his opponent only to take down bases. He wants to cut Gumiho off income.
Yeah, and Gumiho, with all the spines he's facing, can't actually really counterattack his opponent. Point defense drones here allow him to finally take this Corruptor fight, but look at the supply deficit. Min right now, 60 supply ahead as Gumiho starts a few more of those units coming out here, and he's actually got a few Thors on the map, but as soon as the next wave of units come out for Min, he's going to be able to kill these.
Min does not even have to play really cost efficient here, as long as he makes sure that his opponent doesn't have too much mining, and he still has this huge bank and can make it work. But at this point, they are both low on gas, and Min has used his entire bank. Suddenly the army supply is even, because Min still has this huge amount of drones, but they don't help him right now. He has too few mining bases.
Yep, and he's going to lose a lot of these Corruptors if he stacks them like this. Corruption going down here. Great Seeker missile shot there.
And he's trying to take down the air army. He kills the Banshees and will target now, of course, the Vikings as well, but the point defense drones, they make the life of the Corruptors really hard. And the Thors, most of them gone, but one of them has been saved.
Yeah, nice pick up, and look at this Zerly run by here. Little things like this can really affect how much money you have if you lose those mules you just called down. Things get out of control.
Gumiho, this is definitely something that he's not comfortable with. He's losing too much. He doesn't have the income. He's dropping in supply.
Yeah, he needs gas badly. This is something you mentioned already, but without the gas, he cannot create a mech composition. He's got 13 Vikings on the field, but that's not going to be able to do much, and we do see a few Ultras inking their way through here because he knows there's not much ground army left.
Exactly, the Thors, they are gone. There are only a few of them left. Now he can use the Ultralisk, and he makes the transition. He moves in, a smart choice here, once again losing a lot of units in the air, but this is a great game, and so far the sniper for the Slayers team, he has played well. Min in a good position against Gumiho. Should not be too over-eager here. It's not done yet, but so far he's done a good job.
And the air upgrades are so good for Gumiho. He's able to take these fights not only with those, but with the help of the point defense drones. This is something that Min is going to have to be careful with, but since he still has the better worker count and he's got these bases, he can trade okay, but the time for throwing units away for economy is over. And here we go, the next round of Corruptors may be too much. He doesn't have point defense drone energy, does he? I don't know. He's throwing auto turrets.
He doesn't have enough Corruptors though, not against this. He needs a few Fungals here, but not a single Infestors. They would help him them so much. Maybe Queens to go for the transfuse. He has 3 left and the Queens are moving in right now, trying to help out. There are so many Vikings though, 16 against 8 Corruptors. He's kiting them.
Yeah, and look at how much damage he's doing. The rest of the Vikings join the fleet. And Min is stopping in supply, and Gumiho is kind of even things up here a little bit, but the bungle is good, and now the Queens, with the help of the Infestor, can take out a lot. He gets out of there just in time. What a crazy fight.
He doesn't have enough fungals, he doesn't have enough Infestors. The fungal was nice, but he needs at least 3 or 4.
He needs a chain. He needs to get those chain fungals off. And right now, both players a little bit weak in the economy. Min, his gas count is better than Gumiho's, but he doesn't have the minerals to spend. His worker count's still at 75, but he needs that hatchery at the top left to stop mining. Desperately, he needs another hatchery at the right side, perhaps, and that's exactly what he starts here with that drone.
As we said earlier, this game is not over just yet. Min maybe a little bit too overeager. He's trying to scout what's going on, sending a few Zerglings to the top left. He's everywhere now. But look at this worker supply. It's still at 74 for Min. 23 only for Gumiho, but with all those orbitals, he has so many mules.
Now the mule count is 8 right now on the map. He's got so much energy he's not even using at this point though. Look at how he closes the supply here, 90 to 107. The drones are long distance mining from that base. If a Hellion or 2 found these, that could be potentially game ending. So he's taking a big risk with this. That is the longest distance mining I think I've ever seen. I mean, look at how far away that hatchery is on this map. 17, 18 mules on the map at a time here. Uh-oh, the Ultralists are uncontended though. Will he fight? Okay, the army gets here and arrives, and now he's got to repair that.
Yeah, and he has to repair fast. And the problem is, if you just look at the unit composition that we have, there is not a lot for Min at this point. He doesn't have a lot of units.
And if this Ultralist dies, man, Gumiho is going to take a supply lead.
Indeed, he will. The thing is, at this point, he's just trying to make this work somehow into defense, and now he's actually cutting the path of the Ultralists off. How cool is that?
Yeah, nicely done with those Hellions. Great job. These drones are still exposed, but if Gumiho doesn't find out about it, he can't capitalize on this. He doesn't send the drones back, though, and he's losing a lot of mining time here.
7 Infestors now. This is what he needed a lot earlier. Will they be able to turn the tide here?
Well, they're going to certainly help, that's for sure. They're great against basically everything of Gumiho's here, including the Hellions.
But there are 19 of them, 19 Hellions, and he needs so many Infestor energy right now. Does he have it? Gumiho is on the move. He wants to take the game here. Min for a while looked really, really good in this match, but now he's the one who's on the defensive.
Yeah, he is on the defensive here, trying to use those transfuses. He's out of fungal energy. There's nothing to stop the Hellions. That's not enough. One Ultralist is not enough, and he finds the base with his Hellion, dropping the mules here, saying the game is over. And well, if all of these drones die, it very well maybe.
Min does not have a lot of army, 8 Zerglings and 7 Infestors, that's not a lot. And just look at how many Blue Flame Hellions we have here. The bases are being attacked. Min, he doesn't want to give up just yet, but Gumiho, he is doing a ton of damage now. He's killing every single drone. Just look at this.
Yeah, now we're down to 33 drones versus 19 SCVs, but the army is something he will not be able to deal with here.
This firework that the Blue Flame Hellions are currently burning, this puts the firework that we had at the beach to shame.
It really does, man. These infested Terrans are coming down, but is that really what you want to spend your infested Terran energy on right now? That's only gas mining at that base. He needs to kill SCVs, he needs to use fungals. I don't like this choice. All right, now we'll see if he uses the fungals on these SCVs and traps them. Nice block on the command center by that Overlord there as well. What's he going to do? He sees the infestors.
Yeah, he sees them. He knows where they are. Oh god, yes, he scans again. He has the energy. He uses the scan. Here come the fungals, but the infestors, they are backed into a corner, and they die.
They're all dead. The last scan goes down here. The command center is long distance mining. All he has to do is clean up these infested Terrans. The one lone Ultralist may take out some SCVs. That's not enough Hellions. He's got to get his army together. Both these guys on a crazy low supply, considering we're at 35 minutes of the game. 57 to 46 in Gumiho's favor right now.
This game is crazy.
Look at the income.
Is he doing it again? The income is this is horrible for Min right now. Look at the army supply that he has and the units. One Ultralist, that's not gonna cut it.
One Ultralist and one Baneling, man. A few Zerglings to support them, but with all the Hellions out on the map, it's not going to be something he can easily do. Starting to rip through these SCVs at the top. This is pretty nice for him, but that's not going to last forever. Here come the mules. Here comes
the
one
Baneling.
Baneling. He targets it.
Oh my god. The Ultralist dies, one Bailing is left, the Hellions found the last base to the left side of the map. Min is down for the count now, 28 supply left for the Zerg play for the Slayers team, and Gumiho, he's about to secure the second win for FXO.
Yeah, he is, man, and this is looking pretty conclusive. Gumiho taking out Zerglings with Vikings here. Zerglings trying to run by, but the army supply, it's just too much. He can cut off the economy of Gumiho a little bit longer, but once these Lings are dead, he doesn't even really have the money to remake Zerglings at this point. Only 400 minerals left, but with no mining at his bases and this hatchery falling at the top left, he is basically out of luck.
Production is also a big problem for him here. And he currently doesn't build anything. He has still a little bit of mining left, but production is definitely going to be a problem. And this is just insane. Gumiho trying to take down every single unit of his opponent. He's chasing him. Exactly. There it is, the army supply. Legend pointing out 1 army supply against 65.
That's actually rounded up, by the way, as, okay, no, he has a Baneling and a Zergling. So those two thing units together make a 1. And that Spine Crawler is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's just trying to get away. He's just trying to run away here.
That Baneling has set up a trap. Well, that Baneling's like, well, I'm not going to fight, no way, this game is over, I want to escape from this in my life.
Exactly, if you can teach it to detonate multiple times, maybe, but look at that, no, he's having fun, Gumiho is having fun here.
All he has to do is kill the Baneling, he's got 1 unit left, oh, here we go, the last unit, and he's going to blow up those barrels, no, that's not what you want, man. Oh, whoa! Boom! That was the best thing that Baneling could have done, but it's not enough.
Zero supply. There is nothing left for Min but to type GG!
FXOpen taking a 2-game lead. Gumiho showing it there on his fingers, man. V for victory and 2 for 2-0.
The Towel Terran, he delivers. He delivers for sure today. This is crazy. Slayers is down 2 games. And this guy's looking so strong, really comfortable in the booth now. A little bit nervous at the first game, but this is long gone.
And this is Slayer's worst nightmare. Having this guy who has very few weaknesses take out your sniper and now be on a mental amount of confidence. You know, he's on a roll here, and Jessica does not look happy. Boxer looks very pensive here, trying to decide what player they should send out next. Show you, man, look at him walking back over to take a seat. He looks pretty happy about the results so far. That's the scoreboard I was talking about. Look at that. The 2 is flashing, man. And every time Slayer's Jessica and Boxer will go over there, they're going to have to live with that.
And right now, of course, they need to show some of their big guns. They need a player who is able to not only take down Gumiho, no, they need one who can take down at least 2 or 3 players. They need hope.
They need hope, man.
If you are down 2 games in a team league, it's not only just your average team league match. This is the finals, and if you are suddenly down 2 games, this is very, very uncomfortable for you.
Yeah, this is the most important moment in the entire season. And when you're down 2 games, the entire mentality of every single player on that bench gets weakened. It doesn't matter how good you are at putting your emotions aside. When your team is losing, it affects you. Even if it's only a little bit, it affects you. And this is going to be something that is really going to come to pass here in this series.
And who are we going to see? Is it going to be Koka? Will we see Koka this early? Is it going to be Protoss?
It might be time for Koka, you know? I mean, this guy is all around good as well. He is like the Zerg version of Gumiho, the Slayer version of Gumiho, but he even has better results than Gumiho right now. Sitting him out early is something that is, you know, on one hand, it's like, well, he's one of your best players, you want to sit him out this early, but on the other hand, he can kill several players. He's shown that in the past.
Yes, he definitely has. So Slayers has to be very, very careful about what they do here. If they send out another sniper and he loses there, suddenly down 3 maps, have only 2 players left, this is not what you want. And we are going to find out very soon who the next player is, but this is pretty cool.
Pretty exciting match so far. Things are getting really tense for Slayers right now. Their next player choice is going to have to be a good one. And basically, like we said before, they're the bench with the most good players, so they have so many to pick from, but they have to make the right picks. And that is what FXOpen has shown time and time again. They are good at. It's time.
There it is.
Who's it going to be? Slayers Koka!
Slayers Koka! It's time, they're not waiting any longer.
Oh yeah! And this time I'm actually talking about the player.
Yeah.
Well, both.
Slayers Koka, man.
Look at that sign.
Only she could represent Slayers Koka. Well, let's see him get up with his curly hair. Curly-haired Koka. come up and take a seat.
The big brother of Curly Sue, here we have him. And he's currently the #1 in the individual rankings. It is Slayers Coca. He's ready. And we will see if he is strong enough to take down Gumiho.
This is not going to be an easy task. Gumiho already taken out 2 players. Time for a cup of Coca. Australia sports Slayers. He is totally ready for Coca, man. He even drew the sign before he was picked.
He was in Seoul for quite a while, and he came all the way to Busan for the finals. It's actually his last day today. Tomorrow he's going back, and this is just awesome.
What an epic last day, man.
I love that so many people actually came to these finals, came to Seoul before they watched the semis and traveled to Busan, and it's just epic. We have so many foreigners here. They want to see those players. They want to see Coca now.
Yeah, this is a team that a ton of fans, Korean and foreign alike, have been following. They have been waiting for this moment. They've been following him throughout the group stages, all the way to the finals here. And Coca, look at his record. He hasn't come out last and gotten a victory yet, but he's basically beaten people in every other turn of events. Third is actually his highest of coming out here at 80%.
And this season, he defeated 11 players already. 11 wins and 3 losses. He wants to be the #1 player in the rankings. And this gives him the chance to. If he takes down a few more players, I don't think anyone can actually catch up with him.
Yeah, I think you're so right there. You know, the only way for Tyr to pass him is if he gets an all-kill, but if Coca gets 1 win, Tyr is eliminated off that list.
Well, Tyr can't get an all-kill anymore, so he is already off the list.
That's a good point as well.
And the only player who can still be #1 is actually Puzzle, who's currently at a 9-2 score. And as Choya, he matured so much this season.
Yeah, he's looked better and better every time I've seen him, you know, just looking very ready, very confident.
The responsibility just helped him. He definitely grew with the responsibility, and it's just so great to see him there as the coach of his team. And, well, he's doing well.
Well, the map of choice.
So is the player, yeah.
The map of choice here is Metropolis. This is a map that Terran has less than 40% win rate on. Look at Gumiho's win rate on this map. It's 37.5. Coca, he's falling asleep in there with his 100%. He's not concerned at all.
This guy is meditating.
Yeah, he certainly is, man.
He's getting his mind ready for the game.
Taking a deep breath.
This is like in every anime, when you suddenly see one of the characters just closing his eyes, you know, as soon as he opens them, and if you don't interrupt him before he does, then you are in trouble.
Yeah. Here we go. He's got him open now. Look at that crowd reflecting on those booths. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Coca has his chakra already and everything.
Yep. Gumiho, though, coming off of 2 wins, is not going to be mentally shaken, not even by the map, not by the player. Both wiping the sweat off their brow. It's a little bit hot here in Busan. Gumiho showing a little bit of the heat.
Gumiho looks angry a little bit. He looks ready. He's really aggressive here. He's like, I am going to win. And we are going to start the match, guys. This is the GSTL Finals. This is Slayers. Slayers EG against FXO. We have Coca up against Gumiho.